Good morning, and thanks for joining us on Off the Scale Unfiltered podcast. Bridget and Shauna here once again, chatting it up about our life in maintenance. And boy, is it ever freaking maintenance. Nothing's moving. And I think we're going to talk about that. So that's what we're going to kick it off with.
Okay, I like it. I sent you that. Fuck, I don't remember his name. It's way too early, and I haven't had coffee yet. But he was doing the maintenance files or like the maintenance episodes or whatever. I was just like, fuck. I was like, so I don't know. We do our podcast and everything like that, but like a lot of times on Instagram, it's more about the reels. I don't know how we turn our little talks into reels. I guess that's if there's any techies out there, fucking help us out, you know?
Yeah, right? No joke, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What are some wins for you this week, my dear?
Oh my gosh. So Brian's mom passed on Monday, and that was very emotional and a lot going on this week. So our nutrition wasn't on point. However, that being said, at least so Brian was not eating. He did. I was up his ass. So I'm going, you need to eat something, to the point where other people were like, just leave him alone. Like, no, because he gets the heart palpitations. And if his magnesium, potassium levels are off,
yeah,
he has to eat. And so it wasn't you need to eat just to get some food in your body. It wasn't me doing that. It was me saying, yeah, if he starts going into heart palpitations, that's going to reel him off into a whole new world here. So,
yeah.
but I backed off. I'm just like, okay, I'm not the mom here. I'm not going to be nagging away. But anyway, the first couple days were rough. However, I guess Monday and Tuesday, we did not exercise just because it was a lot.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But around that, like when his mom was in the hospital, she was on life support for a week. And then after that first 2 days, we stayed on track with our workout. So much so I was telling Shauna before we started the podcast, we did legs yesterday, and Brian's legs actually buckled on his way out of the gym. So yeah, that's how good of a workout we did. So we're channeling all of that energy, whatever kind of energy you want to call it, into being healthier. And I've talked about this in the past, and we're going to say 90%, just to be fair. 90% of Brian's mom's health issues came from being morbidly obese and not moving. So she was 83, but a lot of those problems started much earlier, and she was in her 70s when she moved here to Virginia. Pre-COVID, she had been working out at the Y. She had gotten below 200 pounds for the first time in forever. And she was, doing Weight Watchers, and she'd lost all this weight in an effort to have what she referred to as her apron, all that extra, because it causes a lot of skin irritations and health issues. And she wanted that removed. So she was doing all the work for that. And then, of course, COVID hit, and they were nixing any elective surgeries. So that wasn't a mandatory surgery. So she got depressed and angry and all of those things. Sadly, we realized she probably could have paid for it herself if it meant that much. But I don't know. We didn't know her finances. We were all up in her business back then. So we could have told her that, but we didn't know. So she ended up gaining, slow. It was slow at first, started gaining it back. And we asked her if she'd like to move down here to Virginia because it's warmer here than Michigan and she could be more active. And, so she did. And we got her joined to the local place that has silver sneakers and water aerobics and all that, which she loved. And she didn't do it. So she moved here in 2022 and became more and more sedentary, gained all of the weight back, and got to the point she needed a walker and a cane. Started out with a cane and then moved into a walker. And I'm just saying this, guys, because she was only in her 70s. And for me, in my career, there are some bad freaking asses. You can get online and see these badasses, right? They're in their 70s, they're freaking deadlifting like 300 pounds. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You can do whatever the heck you want. It's up to you, which was the name of my fitness business. It's Up to You Fitness. It's up to you to decide to do it. Even if it starts out small or light or whatever, build on that. Age is not a factor for you. Disability is not a factor. You can work around your disabilities. You can work around your issues. You can, find something to do to stay healthy, but she didn't. And then ended up getting to the point where her forward head posture was so bad it screwed up her neck. She couldn't feel her hands. The doctors told her she needed carpal tunnel and it was bilateral, which makes me insane because bilateral, from everything that's out there, screams neck, not hands, neck. deal with the
Mhm.
neck. The chance that both of your hands are going to get carpal tunnel at the exact same time is very slim,
It's
right?
true.
But
Yeah, yeah.
anyway, so she had surgery on her to do the carpal tunnel. It got worse. And then she got to the point she couldn't do this. She couldn't walk. I mean, it just translated down. And then she ended up in rehab, got neck surgery, and everything went downhill after that.
Wow.
And, when you're in that environment, you have shitty food at your disposal all the time. So it would literally, and I said this, she was a food addict. I've talked about this before. And it would be like an alcoholic moving into the ABC store, depending on which state you live in, or the grocery store liquor section, right? Moving in and saying, I'm going to try not to drink while I'm here. And meanwhile, the employees are serving up mixed drinks to you the whole time. I mean, it's cookies and cakes and pies and takeouts and, potatoes for vegetables. And it's, yeah. So needless to say, she gained 40 pounds while she was in there and she wasn't mobile. So
Wow.
everything just got worse, guys. And so I'm dragging this out and explaining all this because I'm sure many of our listeners have family members in this type of situation or have been in this type of situation. And we couldn't have her here because she needed 24-hour care. She fell twice while she was here overnight. And Medicaid would only cover 30 to 40 hours a week of assistance. And she could not take care of things, I don't know. We've talked about this in the past, but shit, when I was pregnant, I had a hard time taking care of things in the bathroom.
Right.
It's like the bigger you get, the harder that becomes. And that can really lead to a lot of health issues, feelings of shame, feelings of embarrassment about the way you smell and all those things. And then you become less inclined to want to go out and to want to be around people. And it's just this freaking roller, the ball keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And again, different generation. So I'm talking to us, right? This generation, we got to keep moving so we don't end up like that. We know better. We have no reason. We have no reason at all to be obese at this point. We really don't. We know better. Anyway, sorry. That was
We know better.
my thing.
No, I mean, like, that's perfect because, like, we do know better. And plus, where in the history of obesity has there ever been such medication available? Like, back in the 80s, I think it was 80s, right? The fen-phen fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Fen-phen, where, you're going to fucking die, possibly, or have heart disease and shit like that. But like the GLPs actually help you with that food noise and everything. And I think we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago, like where food noise, like I'm not thinking about dinner because I'm hungry for dinner. I'm thinking about it because I need to prepare it, or defrost it or
Yes.
whatever. Whereas a lot of people, that's not what they're thinking, and I don't know, I don't think that's generally all obese people either, right?
No,
Like
no.
we
Oh,
can't blame it
absolutely
all
not.
to food noise and stuff like that. There's definitely different factors and environments and stuff like that, but there's no reason why you can't change your life. It's just a matter of it's up to you,
Well,
right?
and we're good
It truly
examples
is.
of that.
Yeah.
You're somebody who had been what probably was considered morbidly obese at one point. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
definitely was. Yeah.
And here I've been a trainer for 22 and a half years now, and I was still doing this. So I wasn't even adhering to what I was learning. It was more I just want to keep learning it, getting all the info in here, but the
And then, yeah,
application wasn't there.
it's all about the application.
It really
Absolutely. Like,
is.
I posted a before and after on the Burn the Fat Facebook page. And, sometimes people write back and they're like, well, what did you do? Did you read the fucking book? That's
Yeah,
what I did.
that's right.
Like not to sound snarky or anything like that, but I seriously, I read, I reread, I listened to that fucking book every time I start doubting some things or whatever, or just to go back to it. And it's just like, I, I applied those principles,
Right.
I have one of my friends who's, she's seen progress finally. So that's good. And then like, she got like a little disappointed because of the blood test. And I go, that was 6 months worth of work.
Yeah.
Imagine what next year can bring.
Yes.
And then she was comparing mine, and I'm just like, yeah, but my blood test wasn't every 6 months. I was like, that was a year difference, and
Yeah.
it was going down, So I was like, you got to take everything into perspective. Like you did a great job in 6 months. Imagine what next year's blood test is going to show,
Mhm.
And if you're still doing the same shit, like then you're not going to get that's the definition of crazy, fucking doing the same thing and expecting a different result. If it ain't
Yes.
working, honey, you got to fix it,
Seriously. Well, and
Yeah,
I think last year I was thinking about this because Shauna and I are going to put together a little photo montage, if you will, of our
I have to work on that.
progress, over the well, and honestly, it's both of us since 23, right? Is that where you're going to go from is
Yeah,
23?
yeah.
So
Unless you want to
showing that
go a little earlier just to show a before, and then
yeah, we could do that. We could do
I don't
that.
know.
So, but it
Yeah,
shows you that progress is not linear. You hear this all the time, right? Progress is not, oh, I'm going to be so great right here. No, you're going to go, oh, look at this. Oh, shit, damn. Oh, shit, damn. Oh, yep. And it's a
hmm
matter of just staying with it. If you stay with it, the results will come. But if you give up because you're not, this makes no sense to me that I ever did this or you ever did this or anybody does this. You don't get the results you want in 6 months or weeks, which is the reality, right? We're like, oh, I want to see it in 6 weeks.
right.
You don't get them.
2 weeks.
So what do? You give up because
Mm-hmm.
that gets you any closer to your results.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why I would give up. I don't get
Well,
that.
fuck it. I didn't hit my goal,
Yeah.
right?
So I'm done.
I might as well just fucking do what I was doing before because, like, I was supposedly happier.
Right.
Okay.
Make it make sense. I don't know. But I think back to like last year because I feel like it was really 2025 when Brian joined and we did really great. And then I got bit by the dog. So I kind of let that
Yeah.
affect me. And then I sprained the ankle. So I let that affect me. And it's like, wait a minute, if you would have just still kept going on the upper body, so it's frustrating to think about that. So I really feel like this year is actually the first year that I have consistently adhered to both nutrition and exercise, mainly the exercise end of it, ever.
And you're
Like,
starting
it's
it, and you're seeing
consistent.
the results.
And I'm seeing the results finally. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh shit. And so Shauna and I were talking about this the other day too. It's addicting. And so some of you
Mm-hmm.
guys know exactly what we're talking about. When you
Yes.
start seeing those changes, when you start feeling like you're able to lift heavier, you're able to move more weight. I was saying that one of the days this week we were doing alternating bicep curls. And I had 15 pounds in each hand. And they're the awkward ones because they're the adjustable weights. So they're awkward. And I ended up doing 20 on each side, like 40 total. So it was 20 each side. And I was getting to the point I
Girl, that's
maintained
crazy.
mostly. I was like cranking it up and doing the twist, right? And
Mhm.
Brian, I loved this. This is a freaking best. He's standing over next to me going, get it. Yeah. Oh, get it. Oh. Ooh, and I'm going, yes. And I'm just standing there going, I'm going to get me some Shauna arms. I got me some Michelle Obama arms. I get me some Linda Hamilton arms.
Listen,
I mean,
Shauna
I was
doesn't
just
even do
like,
20 fucking reps.
I was dying.
Shauna gets bored.
Oh my God. My biceps hurt, but yeah, but it was
Yeah,
fun. It's fun to see. And I know you've experienced this for at least this last 18 months or so, but this is
Yeah.
so new to me to curl something and see definition. And I'm going, those are my arms. It is very rewarding to put in the work and to see the results and then to have the support and the encouragement and the hurrah. It kind of feels like Weight Watchers on steroids, right? Like you go and you're
Right.
like, I lost a pound. And everybody's like, whoa, you come over there, so great. Here it's like, I got a muscle, instead.
I did some curls today.
I did some curls
for the girls.
That's right. And I don't know. It's just a different place to be in. And Brian and I said it, and I've talked to you. I don't see this stopping. I just see us continuing to build on
I hope
that
it
and then
doesn't stop.
set
I
new
mean, like,
set new
that's
challenges.
that's like I think the scary part, right? If you have to stop.
Right.
Because like it's like that whole change of, oh, I have to. No, I get to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get to do this,
Yes, I love it. And again, like I've said, I keep saying that. Like I said, because I never want to be that person. She says the same shit over and over again. Anyway, go visit a nursing home. It's those people, the people that are nursing home right now are the hippies from the 70s and our Vietnam vet people, right? They were badasses in their own right. It's just that they didn't have the information, and a lot of their information they got was wrong.
I was thinking about that, like with my dad or whatever, because like my dad has always been in physical labor for all his life, and then like even where he retired from was the post office, and in New York City there ain't no fucking car. You're walking the beat, you have your fucking cart and everything like that. So he would walk miles and miles and miles, and then like even before that he was a furniture mover, and before that he was making deliveries of furniture and stuff. So Now, during retirement, though, he doesn't move.
Right. And when when you keep
he
eating what
sits.
you did before and you're not moved that neat, right?
He
Because for
adjusted
him,
back down. Yeah,
yeah,
like he definitely has adjusted and everything, but because like he snacks. I don't know. It's like when you get to a certain age, he doesn't have full on meals. He snacks.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
so I don't
They
know.
get full
It's just
fast.
yeah, they do, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm ever going to get there. Like I've continued my experiment. It's not really an experiment anymore, but like my macro factor expenditure has hit over 2,000 now. I think I'm at 2006 as of this morning, and that's from logging all the food that I eat,
Right.
and that's including yesterday I had buffalo oil chicken wings, and like I crashed hard. I don't know. I wanted to talk about that today. So like, and it could have just been like body tired and stuff like that, but like let me see. Friday, I spent like fucking 4 or 5 hours at the beach. And then that night we went on like hour and a half bike ride, had some ice cream, woke up and like amazingly my last check-in was actually down. I think it was the same weight that I weighed when I fucking first weighed in for my check-in. So then this today or like yesterday or whatever, we went to visit my friend and then he's like, let's get wings. And I'm like, okay. So we got wings. I got French fries, went home, started cleaning the room, got tired, fucking conked out. We were late picking up my daughter. And I was just like, I don't know. Like usually like I get like that when it's carbs. And like I did have fries, but then it's just like, was it the overabundance of fat from the wings? And then like, people try to tell me, they're like, oh, well, wings have protein. No, they don't. I think I came in woefully at 88 grams of protein yesterday.
Oh,
And I'm just like,
shoot.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's like low for me. So I gotta make up for it today. No, and I say that facetiously. I don't have to make up shit. So 88 though is low. My friend gets excited when she hits 88. I was like, I need you to hit 100 at least. And I
Right.
didn't
Aim
even
for
do that
that.
yesterday because like I logged all the food, like I had like all total like maybe 8 or 9, and it was like over 1,000 calories. Over 1,000 calories. It's like fucking blows my mind. And then like I don't even know. I forgot how much fat was in there. The protein was. I think the fat was more than the protein because obviously it's all skin and it's fried and shit like that. And then the fries obviously are fried. And it's
Right.
like, this is how people fucking get fat.
Mhm.
This is
Yeah,
exactly
because then
it.
they're
Because
washing
like,
that down with a beer or 2 or 3.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
oh, yeah, that was our life. It's
Or like, and
amazing.
that was lunch.
Yep.
Or like, and then like, I wasn't even hungry later. Like, we went for a bike ride afterwards, like in the evening, because it was so fucking hot here yesterday, which I'm not complaining. We've had our days where it was not, but it was just like you look at those comparison videos and like really you gotta like see some of them and it's just like, and we started talking about that too, the stitches.
Yes, yes.
So like take a serious look at your food. And I've done it recently. And it's just like, okay, I had too much fucking chocolate. That's what I gravitate towards. Like, especially like, even last night I was full, but I kept on gravitating towards a chocolate. It's just like, honey, if you're really that hungry, there's some chicken in there. And I wasn't
Mhm.
that hungry. So I
Right.
just went to bed instead.
Yeah. I've been there too. I always like a little tiny piece, but then it's like, "Ooh,
A little
that's
tiny
good." So I'll
piece.
take another little tiny piece, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh my god, you gotta stop."
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish there was I wish Brian liked milk chocolate instead of dark chocolate because I'm not a fan of milk chocolate, so
Okay.
he could have that in the house and have his little he has way more calories to consume than I do, so
Right, right.
okay, so that leads us to 2 things. One,
Okay.
we were discussing how annoying it is becoming that influencers are just watching videos of other influencers and then discussing whether or not that influencer actually knows what the hell they're talking about. That's getting old. It's just old. I'm
It's
like,
because
come
that
up with
initial video got so many fucking likes or fucking comments or whatever. All right, let's go there. So I noticed on some people's, and I think this is algorithm based.
right, probably.
And so I'm going to give you an example. On my handle Sparkle Girl, that's a public Instagram. Okay. I also have another one called Shauna Grand, and that is my private one. I hardly
Mhm.
post on that one. That was my first one, and now the Sparkle Girl has become my main fitness one, we'll say. I'll post something on there, right? I could go back into Shauna Grand, like that post, and comment on it, even though it's me.
Yeah,
Can we? But like this helps the algorithm, okay?
right.
Because you're
Right.
getting,
Yes,
but
I get
then
that.
but then I'll go back to Sparkle Girl and then re-comment on my comments. I think that sounds totally fucking insane. Explain this to me.
But if you're trying to get that out there, that's one thing. But it's these. I'm talking
at least
about
change
like
your fucking name or profile picture so it doesn't look like you.
look like you.
The
That's
fuck?
true. That's true. So that can be a little
That
bit
looks
like
totally fucking insane cringe to me. It's just like, why am I having a conversation with myself?
get that. Yes. Yes.
Or
that
even
makes
liking
sense.
your own post. And it's just
Yeah.
like,
Why am
do
I
I
doing
really
that?
need that many more followers? Fuck off.
Right.
I don't know, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
Like the people who follow me like are following me because of a reason, one
Right.
or another, you know?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just
like, I don't
why
have
do
to
I
like it myself. But okay.
I do like myself already, obviously.
I know,
Thank you.
obviously it's good. And you should. So but
It's just
someone
crazy.
like Lane Norton has been doing this a lot. The one that's getting me is Sober Bodybuilder. And I know he is all about showing what people are doing wrong. Some of it's blatant though. And one of them yesterday, I can't get it out of my mind. He had the guy eating the freaking butter chunks and dipping it in canned birthday cake icing. I'm like, I never needed to see this, and I literally have a gag thing going on every time I think about it. Like, I didn't need to see that.
Your face totally showed it too.
It was horrible, horrible. And obviously, this idiot doesn't eat butter chunks with that on it. He was doing it to get out there. And then Sober Bodybuilder posting it again and commenting on it sends it out even more. It's just stupid. He doesn't need to do all that. He doesn't need to look at what other people are doing and comment on it. He could just have his own content. But I get it. Maybe you start to, I get it.
So maybe that's part of the thing, like what I was just talking about. Like, is that the
trying to get it out there? Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The algorithm and shit like that.
But Lane Norton doesn't need to do that shit. And it's like, that's what he's doing now. And it's his little head up here doing this or this. And I'm just like, that looks, it's so like backwards. Like, okay, Lane, I could have seen you doing this 5 years ago when you're trying to build a base. But now he's Lane freaking Norton. He doesn't need, it'd be like Joe Rogan doing that shit. Like, Joe Rogan doesn't need to do that shit. Like, I don't know. I just don't get it.
Maybe he does and we just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's ridiculous.
It's just like, you know, remaking the same movie over and over and over again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, here's this, the remake. Like now, although the Jumanji ones have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I'll give them that, you know, but, and like the third one's coming out on Christmas, which I can't wait. I don't know. It's just, I just thought it was kind of weird. And then like, it also makes me think too, like, you know, if you want to get yourself out there, how else do you do it? Like, I don't have, like the content creators do a lot of background work.
It's a lot of work. That's the full-time job.
Editing. It is. And it's just like more props. Like honestly, like props to you for doing it. I did a reel and it was just like a 9-second video, but it gives you like the stats on it and stuff like that. Like, and it got like, I forgot, like 3,700 views or some shit like that because I'm taking a trending audio and just paired it with my leg. You know, like it's like a flat leg and then it goes to a, you know, your pump leg or whatever.
Yeah.
And it got 3,700 views. Now, I did not get like a lot of traction on it as far as comments or likes, but it got me a couple more followers, you know, from it and stuff. Or like if you do other ones, like usually transformation ones before and after are definitely up there, you know, as far as like what the algorithms will send out and stuff. However, you gotta be careful with a lot of the transformations now.
Because they're fake.
Because they're fucking AI.
Yeah.
You know, like my friend sent me one. I'm like, that's fucking AI.
Like you see like you had caught the one in the background where you see the guy in the mirror and he's doing something different in the mirror than he's doing there. Well, for example, we did this on purpose last week. We had you post the AI generated picture of us in the mirror and our arms don't look right. And, you know?
Yeah.
So
I should have done or like the one I posted. I think it's still on there. The one with John and he has a third hand on my waist.
Yeah.
You know? And
if you look, you can catch it. But some of them are really good. And there's a lot of where if you look, okay, so this is a good example. It'll be a girl doing the whole muscle thing in the mirror in a tiny bikini and she's very overweight. And then it'll do this, right? And then it comes out and it's a girl in a baseball hat pulled way down. So you can't tell if it's actually her. And there's no tattoos or anything to tell you that it's her. And then she's completely ripped and there isn't a stitch of stretch skin on her. And I'm like, that's not real. That's either
That's not real.
someone saying, hey, let's pretend this is me and let's get a shot of you, and it's their friend, or these are AI generated like blends, like someone's
More than
taken a
likely.
picture of someone else, and I don't know. But a lot of them aren't real.
Yeah, more
So,
than likely.
and then you can look at their pages to see, like, okay, is this person, how far back do their Instagrams go or their Facebook
Yeah.
pages, and what's on there? Is it all advertising? Because of what you want to look for, guys, they're trying to sell you an ebook on how they did it. And
Or a peptide.
or they're trying
Yeah.
to sell you something in there, and that'll tell you a lot about whether it's real or not. Or whether it's legit. They shouldn't be trying to sell you something if, what they're doing is real. I just feel like
You know
that
what?
should
If
be
I
enough.
could put hard work and consistency and dedication into a pill, I'd
Yeah.
be making millions, you
Yep.
know? But unfortunately,
where-
you got to find your own pill to swallow, you know?
That's where the Burn the Fat book comes in, because it has all of this in it, everything.
Yeah.
And the main thing being the consistency end of it, right? It has,
Mhm.
you're going to see that. And I would say it's like all I see in my feed now is stuff about consistency. And I sent
Yeah.
Shauna this yesterday, and I will read it because I liked it. The day you accept that fitness is forever is the day you stop worrying about how long it takes. It is
Yeah.
not a phase, it is a lifestyle. And that was Don Saladino. He's got some good content.
He does. I definitely, I had that moment back in 23.
Yeah.
Yep. During that first challenge. That's when it finally fucking clicked, like, holy shit. What do you mean it's not just 12 weeks?
Right?
You know,
Yeah.
like maybe, like you might have to dial in. We're not saying that you can't dial in for a certain amount of time because like you have a certain goal that you want to hit, but eventually you have to get on the maintenance train.
Right.
And maintenance is a lot fucking harder than that.
Yeah. We're
Mhm.
finding that. And I am getting more and more content on that coming through too about maintenance.
Yeah.
One of them was yesterday, and it was Lane. It was the bubble head thing. So I did take something from it, but I was like, dude, you just could have said this. And it was that trying to lose weight or burn fat and build muscle, very, very difficult to do that simultaneously.
Mhm.
In the beginning, if you got newbie gains, you probably can. But if you've been in it for a while and you're kind of there and you just got like, we'll use myself as the example. You got that last 5 pounds that you want to see go.
Mhm.
And there's places that I can still see fat, like back here and when I was sitting the other day, I still have some saddlebags. It'll all go.
Yeah.
It's going to go in good time, but I can't cut my calories so low that then my body's like, we got no building blocks over here. And that's
Right.
kind of what he was saying is you've got to have enough calories, and you might be able to do it in maintenance calorie range. You might be able to build some muscle there.
It's just a lot slower going, and it
Way
depends
slower.
on where your body fat is.
Yeah.
At the time too. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if you're like at 30 or above, you might as well just go into a cut phase. Like, honestly, I think Dr. Mike even talked about it. Like, you know, if you're like in the mid to upper 20s, recomp might work for you, but you might still also want to cut. But then, like, if you start getting below, like in the lower 20s and stuff like that, and we're talking females, of course, because everybody always talks about men. Me, female wise, like the lower you get in body fat, your hormones start getting fucking out of whack, right? So you got to keep that in mind too. I always find interesting whenever they do the comparisons, like, you know, this is what 30% on her looks like, and this is what 30% looks like on her. And it can be totally fucking different. It just depends on how your body holds it.
Well, and that's the thing is you've got to look in the mirror and say, okay, am I overall healthy? Right? Not just am I happy where I'm at? Do I look good? It's like, do you look and feel healthy in your body? Can you lift some shit up? Can you get out of bed and not feel like you're dying unless you did a heavy workout on your legs the day before? You know what I mean? Like, are you staying relatively healthy, not catching every freaking cold that comes around? I mean, this is, these are the things you want to look at. How is your sleep?
Right.
Sleep is so important. Are you getting enough recovery? Blah, blah, blah. Overall health and wellness. But if we obsess with the scale every single time, and I'm guilty, fucking do it every day. So I'm preaching to myself at the same time. It is so hard. But I saw this girl yesterday and I went, preach it, sister. She was young. She was probably early 30s, maybe. And she stood up and she said, do you see this body? And she's fit, right? She had a little crop top on. She looked great. She goes, this body weighs 177 pounds. And so she was like, the scale is only a metric, in the big picture. She's like, it's not everything. And she's like, I'm fit. she didn't have an ounce of fat on her, and she was 177. Now she's probably taller, but still, it's like, okay, if we only go off the scale, we're not seeing the big picture every single time. And I would love to know from the people that are listening, they could put it in the comments. I would love to know, like, I just freaking lost my train of thought. Oh my God, I'll come back to it. You go ahead. I'll figure out what the hell it was. I was going to say it was right there.
Like I'm like waiting for it now.
I know. Shit.
There was that other girl, and she was just like, oh, I'm 165. And like, you could see that she's pure muscle and all that stuff. But even like me, like when I'm sitting around and it's like I'm at 100 and this morning I was 151, even after eating chicken wings yesterday. Go figure.
Right.
It's just like, I feel good. So it's like, oh, someone else was saying about the wrist measurement or whatever. So sorry for my hand, but like I always thought the wrist measurement was with your middle finger and thumb, but they did they did pointer finger and thumb, and they said if you can't touch, then you are large frame, and then if you can, you're medium, and then if you're overlapping, then you're small frame. So I see you doing it.
Okay, yeah, okay, but I don't touch. There's no way I have a large frame.
I know, and
middle
she did
finger,
it on the pointer finger. The middle finger I touched.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
but pointer finger.
Plus, like someone pointed out too. Yeah, pointer finger. I'm fucking squeezing. Is that the idea? And squeezing. Yeah. But I don't think I'm large.
Touch. No,
I don't think I'm large frame either. But then it's just like I don't know how fucking true that is. That's the fucking thing. Like even my pinky, I can almost touch it better than my pointer finger. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then if you have big wrists, what does that mean? Like, if when I was heavier, there's no fucking way. Even my middle finger and thumb weren't touching. So,
right.
But then that goes back to you're just big boned. Am I? Am I though?
That I remember that episode of Family Guy where I can't remember if it was the dog would follow him around, but it would follow around the chubby kid, and they'd be playing like the accordion, and the kid would turn around and go, I'm big boned. I've got a glandular issue. And then they'd keep playing the music again, Oh,
yeah, God. Yeah.
I think of that whenever I hear that. Freaking
I don't know.
Guy.
Like I prefer not to, I weigh myself daily. I remember like way back when, like, when I was going through my dieting phases and stuff. I think Weight Watchers was the one that definitely put a hurt on the scale thing or whatever. And I think just society in general or whatever, because then when I took a summer and I asked my mom, I was like, let's just, I want to diet down for when I go back to college and all this other stuff. And we didn't have a scale. I have no idea how much I lost. Like, I couldn't even tell you. I could tell you I was barely fucking eating. And like in New York City, you're fucking walking everywhere. We didn't have a car and shit. So I definitely lost weight. I would definitely consider myself skinny fat then. This was like probably, I was about 18, 19-ish or whatever. And then as soon as I got back to college, because then like not walking around as much, fucking I'm getting 3 squares a day and all this other stuff, all that weight came back on and stuff. And it was just like, I think I was guessing myself at 165.
Okay.
Is what I was guessing myself at. And like right now I'm 150 and I'm skinnier now. I'm probably the skinniest I've ever been.
Right.
And I don't even want to say I'm skinny. I don't like that word. I'm fucking fit. I'm jacked. Hi.
You're fit. Hey.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, like I'm more fit now than I was before. And that's, I remember specifically like when we were weighing ourselves, me and my friend we were doing like the weight. This was like a bare bones Weight Watchers thing. And I don't know if anybody remembers this one where you can only have like 3 eggs a week because of the cholesterol.
Jeez. Okay.
And your bread had to be like, 1 bread a fucking day and all this. It was fucking hard. I think we estimated at like 800 calories a fucking day or whatever. And I got down to like, I want to say 145. And like, I feel like now I'm definitely more fit than I was at 145, and I'm 5 pounds heavier. So like that scale number really doesn't fucking mean a damn thing. It's just a number in your head.
I know. And it really is. It really is. And I apologize. I never could figure out what the hell it was I was going to say. It'll come to me in the middle of the night. I'll blurt it out. But anyway, yeah, I agree, because I keep getting, I'm seeing the changes in the mirror.
Yeah.
I'm seeing muscles I never had. I'm fitting into a size 6 now. I'm sure I could fit into some 4s if I wanted to. I have this pair of pants that I used to wear at my skinniest. I
Yeah.
weighed about 130 pounds. That was when I was doing all the cardio and no strength other than TRX. I mean, I was little.
Wow,
I
and you
was
still
very
have them?
little. I do. I still have them because I loved them. I can get them on, zipped, buttoned. I could wear them if I didn't mind having it right up into my crotch, but I do mind. That's very uncomfortable. I don't know how all these young girls are wearing the cute booty shorts where they're like Lululemons, but the ass crack is right down the middle, and they have the butt cheeks. You can see how much muscle they have. I don't think I could do
Yeah.
that. Like I couldn't do
I
the
don't,
thong
yeah, and
thing.
like plus they're
I
not
can't.
wearing, or they're wearing thongs. I can't do that either. That, no,
No. Anyway,
I
so
tried, but no.
but these pants fit. So the day that I can do a squat in them and not knock myself out from pain, then I will know that I am back to the size I was in terms of clothing, but that I am considerably more muscular and fit than I was back then. So those
I
are
was going
kind
to
of
say,
my
like, or like, do they fit differently because of how your body composition has changed?
maybe because I definitely have more booty muscle. That could be.
Mm.
That could be. So, but there was
And
a
that's an
point
important
in
nuance too,
yes.
because like my size 10 sometimes fit me tight because of the fucking thigh muscles and shit.
I believe
But then
that with
sometimes
you.
I can get into 8. So,
Mhm.
it just depends.
It does, and it depends on the brand and all that.
Yeah.
If you go legit European brands, you're going to be depressed because you're going to be in a lot larger size than you thought you should be. But
Like
America
25.
is like, you weigh 700
Well,
pounds, you're a
better.
size 2.
Yeah.
Like, make us all feel better about it. Like, no,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not a 2. Even in high school, I think I was a 7 in high school. You know what I mean? I
I
weighed
was a 2 when I was
117
2.
pounds. It's changed
Listen,
since then.
I was a 2 when I was 2. Okay.
Right? You were a 2 when you were 2.
Yeah, no.
But those pants at the beginning of 2025, I put them on just to see, and they came just below, like halfway up my hips, and they weren't getting up any higher, and they weren't getting buttoned anywhere near getting buttoned. I don't know if I saved that picture or not, but that would be super fun to use as a before and after if I did save it. I have to look for it. But yeah,
That'd be awesome.
yeah. It just
I also had a thought, and then it fucking totally floated out of my head. I was just like, I was thinking it this week too, and yeah, it's gone. And the dog.
there's your boy. Let him in. Let him in.
Oh no! Oh shit! Don't kill. There was a fucking rabbit.
Oh no!
It ran.
Oh, good. I was telling Shauna, I don't know if I mentioned it last week, my dog killed a groundhog at the babysitter's house, at the dog sitter's house. No. Killer. She's a killer. So now we know if she could catch a rabbit. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Turd.
So I think Duncan flushed him out. So I'm in basically it's like a detached porch. I call it my outhouse.
It's amazing.
But there's definitely holes. So the rabbits do go under there, and it looked like a young one. But they've been snipping around this whole time, or just like recently. And all of a sudden I saw it fucking escape, and it fucking booked. So now back in the day,
like, I'm out.
Duncan would have caught that shit. Yeah. Duncan would have had it, but they didn't catch it this time, thankfully. That reminds me of the bunnysicle. So I'm hoping they didn't catch that one. I don't know. Yeah, it was. I saw it was cold. It was the winter, and the fucking Ringo was chewing on something, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? It was a half a rabbit. It was frozen.
The bunnysicle.
I'm just like, did you fucking kill this thing, you motherfucker?
Put it out of its misery. It was freezing to death.
I know. Oh my God. Like I'm like, did you kill it? Maybe a hawk got it. I don't know. I like to think a hawk got it.
Yeah,
but
it was fast as opposed to being like pranced around as a prize before shaken to death.
I'm just like, aw.
My
I was
God.
like, the poor thing. Oh no, my friend just texted me. She's like, I gained a pound back. Is this normal? Oh girl. Here comes the roller coaster.
Girl, it's normal. You got to look at your whole week.
Yesterday.
Look at several weeks in a month.
She hit like 149 and she's like 150 today. And I'm like,
it's okay.
This is where you had to get right with the scale. Because shit, I should show her mine. I'll show her mine. I go up 2 pounds. And like back when I was doing the dieting and stuff like that, because I would go off the rails during the weekends, having more carbs or whatever it is, I would shoot up literally 4 to 5 pounds.
Yeah.
And people would see it. And then like I would drop because I would have that whoosh effect by the end of the
Absolutely. And you have to look at the trend, the consistency. Because yesterday I was like, I'm at 134.6. This morning I'm at 135.4. Well, we split a small ice cream last night. I'm like, I wanted some ice cream, so we split a small.
Nice.
Don't think I wasn't side-eyeing him because he was telling a story. So he's eating it. And then he would sit there and tell a story. He's still holding it. And then he would take another. I was like, you better give me that back. I'm like, you got 2 bites to my 1 bite.
Shit. I get my own ice cream. Like, I got a scoop of ice cream. I count it as a cup now because I had weighed it one time or whatever. And then John got a waffle cone with 2 scoops in there.
You're like,
ain't
your
that's
mama.
like a fucking pint of ice cream. I've done it before. And then I found the Oreos again. I'm like, is this the same one for fucking 2 weeks ago? Was it hidden? Or did you buy a new one? I don't know.
Right. It's hard with Oreos because they're sweet and salty at the same time. I feel
they are, right?
Yeah, they have that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm all about, the sweet and salt. We have a birthday party today. One of my friends / clients is turning 75. So we're going to that. And I have to determine whether I'm going to make us something to eat before we go, or we wait and see what they have and then come home and eat something else. I don't know. We'll see.
You could just wing it.
Yeah.
That's
wing it like you did yesterday. We could wing it.
Oh, yeah, literally.
Well, I can hope that they have like masticholi or something, because then I won't eat it. I don't like masticholi. So
I don't even know what that is.
It's those big noodles. It's like tomato sauce. It's like it wants to be spaghetti or it wants to be lasagna, but it's neither one. So it's just this. It's like a version of lasagna.
It's pasta.
It is okay. Usually, though, it's made in a bat this big. You know what I mean? Yeah. It doesn't have a lot of flavor, but they use it a lot at things like that because it feeds a lot of people very inexpensively. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Fucking penne vergate. I don't know.
Yeah, that is what it is. It's like the penne pasta with spaghetti sauce and mozzarella on it.
Yeah. So, like a big ziti.
Yeah, kind of like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what they call it, masticholi. I don't know. Maybe that is what it is. I thought it was masticholi. I don't know. That's what
I don't know. I never heard.
It's probably a very non-Italian way of saying it. I don't know. Anyhow, but chances are it's going to be like freaking prime rib or something super yummy and
yummy.
Yeah, so we'll see. But anyway, all right. Well, I guess on that note, because now we're just rambling away, we'll let everybody get back to their day. And I hope you have a good week. And we will be having.
I hope you do too.
We'll definitely be having some guests on coming up. So we have one of our friends from the challenge that is going to join us and talk about staying fit in your 60s. So
and then we have to ask Laura back on and see how she did on the challenge. I've been so bad. I have not been on the boards at all.
I know it's been hard. And then Mark, I'd love to have Mark come back and chat about what he's got going on. So that would be great. Anyway, but next week we will have, maybe next week will be the week that we have her on, and then the week after that we're going to discuss our end of challenge results and talk about what our experience was this time around. And then we can also discuss some other things we have coming up too at some point. So yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, have a great week. Shauna, have a great week, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.